All right. I don't really do the interview point of view thing. I've been in my studio working on some stuff. I'm trying to get more paneling up, trying to get more things brought in here so I can start back just working full time in music. I love working where I work. Man, I really thank God for what I have right now. But I'm working on more like, creative independence. So I got these and I got these in the studio. I got another one over here. I was thinking about at one point possibly just doing my whole little podcast just to be annoying. I mean, I have a lot of vocal free time to talk to family. I figured, hey, I should use that vocal free time just to talk in general. Um, but all in all, with everything that's been going on, I've been looking at the new Elysia Master Bus processor. I saw that. I was like, man, I'm definitely going to add that in my setup. I was looking at the new Rupert Neve. I think it was the MC or the whatever it is compressor limiter, and I was like, that's it. That's it. I'm done with my master bus. I'm done with my compressor collection. I'll be done with like pretty much all of my hardware usage, and then I was like, yeah, that's what I need, and I'm done. I mean, I got an AT5040. That was my only Fat mic transformerless because I have a lot of good gear to run it through. So I figure as I get back to work, I just get stuff that works, that does what it needs to do up front, and not too many choices. So by limiting myself to some palettes, but then opening myself up to like mixing in the box and doing a lot of records that way, I really did feel like I accomplished something with just my last two studio purchases ever. And it blew my mind because I actually did a strict assessment on like what is it that I actually need, what finalizes my change, what finalizes for what I do, how I operate, how I work. Now, eventually, I get the big enough budget. Would I be working with bands? I think so. I think I really want to produce I want to produce an album strictly, rock at one point, and yeah, or some other genre or funk. I don't know, but I know I would like to add more inputs and outputs. And I was looking at the API releasing their new Summy mixer. I was like, okay, well, hey, put that on the wish list. What's a necessity? What fills everything that I do? You know, I recently posted that it's like 5 years since I actually legitimately done music, and one dude was like, "That's a long time, G," and I'm like, "Music's always in you if it's in you. You could pick everything back up and start doing music in general, and it's just getting pieces of gear and getting stuff set up to work efficiently. Right now, to me, is more important than just hopping out there, especially with my new body." So that's just been one of those things. I'm looking at some right now. I think I need to get checked out. I got some. I got two new pieces from Ted Fletcher, and so like I'm very excited about it. I'm just looking at how the light's hitting it. It's kind of I like this hue of green right here. I don't know what that is. British green, whatever it is. I like it. But in other things to talk about though, even though I'm updating everything that I'm doing and I'm constantly looking around, looking at what I need to add, take away, and changing my own workload. Uh, World news will be the rise of Luciferianism. You're going to see it rise. You're going to see Luciferianism rise because you're getting extreme Christians who have extreme ideas on how they feel the world should work. The access to that would be the Church of Satan gaining the most members that it has never seen within the last like decade or century. And that's something to think about. I don't think people are thinking on their toes when it comes to this. Either they're going to outlaw all religions, or we're going to see something else that we haven't seen before. Because if you're reenacting all the classic things, there are classic roadblocks to all types of stuff. And sometimes you don't want to see the rise of a religious axis develop. It'll be beautiful for folks like myself who like a little chaos, but it'd be bad for folks who really just are now getting their shit together. And I think we need to start thinking about like other Americans a little bit more. And sometimes it's not even us. We just got to recognize who's really in our village and who's really not in our village. Um, that's why we're going to see the rise of different movements, and whether it's Christian, religious, pseudo religious. We talk about Pluto and Aquarius all the time in astrology for the last couple of months, year, just about. Especially me having to learn it. I mean, I'm a Capricorn moon and a Cap rising, and so like I felt all of Pluto in the first house all the way up until like the end of this year or whatever. I guess November. I guess I was getting some relief. So I felt that and for a long time. That's a different thing. So to have it in Aquarius, which is America's one of America's signs, that's gonna be something. To have one of its signs return. So what does that mean for me? I mean, my second house. We're gonna just see where that goes. But yeah, I'm excited. I plan on migrating platforms. Like I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, I want to migrate and leave some platforms and just kind of go 100% to YouTube. And then my only reason for going to YouTube because it was the first place I ever really started posting videos. Back when it first came out, and I put all those videos though on mute or I deleted them all. And it's primarily on my other page that I hadn't really just engaged with anybody with or used for a long time. And I figured, since I'll be posting stuff and some progress on other things I'm doing, like yoga, all that jazz, I figured, it'd be a great medium just to put stuff up and just to relax. Just post about it, different things as a journal. But yeah, just remember, it's okay to tell people that they're going to hell. All right, if I had to give you some advice, you can yell that to a bunch of folks who think they are who they are, but they're not. Going to hell. You gotta really mean that shit. I mean, I mean it every time I say it, because my version of hell is different, and I mean that shit when I look at motherfucker in the eye, like you going to hell, bitch. Like that's what you gotta say to people sometimes. So yeah, that's my studio updates. I'm about to get up and we're gonna hit up with some yoga, me and the kiddos. Then I gotta listen to like my daughter's song she wrote, so that's gonna be cool and interesting. Told her ain't no money in music. Told her leave this stuff alone. I did tell her that. I was like, leave music alone. It won't love you back. You got that's what makes people hunger for it even more. Like, I'm gonna become an artist. Like, no, you're not. You're not gonna be nothing. I didn't say that to her, but that's what it feels like when someone tells you to leave something alone. Tell people like, don't join the army, right? From other vets, so you go and join and you do stuff sometimes just because of the thrill of knowing what if, you know. We gotta start telling these kids they can be anything though. That's a serious message we should be sending to all kids though. They can be anything. Heck yeah. I'm still looking at my desk over here. So I'm constantly looking to see what I need to add or take away or what's not going to work. One of my screws came out on my desk, and I'm kind of curious which screw is it of the freaking 60 screws is it that came out. So now I got the burning sensation to get up and like go under this desk and look to see where one of the screws came out. Anyway, I'm gonna rock it till it fall off. Let's